Hello YouTube. Wolfshed Oil messaged me the other day and he asked me, what have you been doing lately, riding a scooter all the way around the world or something? And I messaged him back and I told him that I'll do an update video. And that's what I'm making now, is an update video. And yes, of course, I've been riding a scooter all the way around. I mean, not around the world, of course, that's a silly thought. I mean, around the cities, the nearby cities. That's what I bought it for, to save gas. I mean, of course, it's fun to ride, it saves gas. And plus, I paid $1,500 for it, plus taking a $350 motorcycle riding course to ride it. Because it's 80 cc's versus 49 cc's, which you need a regular driver's license to ride. So yes, I've been riding a scooter around. I mean, it just depreciates sitting there. If I don't use it, I might as well use it. And besides riding a scooter, I'm doing some. I'm trying to catch up on. Besides riding a scooter, I've been trying to catch up on some projects around here lately. I got the basement wall to paint. I got that side of the house to landscape, and plus I had to get mulch from my garden this past Tuesday, because every single Tuesday in the past it's been raining and it's been pissing me off, so I had to get mulch to mulch my garden to keep the weeds down. Yeah, I got a truckload of mulch. I told them to dump some mulch in the bed of my truck, so I got a whole load full. And yeah, I took 2 layers of newspaper and I spread it over the garden. Then I put mulch on the top of it to keep the weeds down. And because I hate picking weeds, that way I have a weed barrier. 2 layers of newspaper and a layer of mulch. And besides projects, something catastrophic happened here lately on Monday. When I was riding my scooter home from my friend Steve's house at 1 in the morning on Monday morning, I went past the Pachacutty factory where they make bacon and other meat products, because they have a side road there. And I saw there was a bunch of fire trucks and cop cars there. And I thought it was no big deal, because I knew Pachacutty had fires there before in the past, and I thought it was no big deal, nothing that would get national attention. So I just went home. Then when I came home from the paper out that morning, it was still dark out, and I looked at the sky after I parked the truck, and there was just darkness shifting into the night sky. And I thought a storm was moving towards us. That's what I thought the first time. Then I looked again and I thought clouds wouldn't be moving that fast, and I was going to go trace where the darkness was coming from, but I was too lazy, so I went in the house and went to bed. Then at 8 o'clock in the morning, my ma woke me up. She's been off of work, and she told me the area that we live in had a mandatory evacuation because of the Pachacutty factory being on fire. At the factory, their refrigeration system consisted of ammonia, and they were afraid of the ammonia getting in the air and poisoning the air, so we had to evacuate the area for a while. So I got up out of bed, I put some clothes on, I shut all the windows, we taped the air conditioner from the inside of the house to seal it shut, and I put a blanket over my bedroom door because of the crack on the back, because the crack on the bottom of the door was like this. So I put a towel underneath the door to keep it shut, keep it sealed. And I grabbed the keys to my car because my car had enough gas in it. And we locked the house up and we went to the temporary shelter. And from like 9 o'clock in the morning up until noon, I was at the temporary shelter. And I was bored as hell. My mom brought a newspaper to read. I was just playing tiddlywinks. I was bored as hell. And I was hoping somebody from the area, like a neighbor or something, would come to the shelter so I wouldn't feel so bored. I would have somebody to talk to. But yeah, there was a couple old ladies that lived in the area who I didn't know that came to the shelter. And of course we talked briefly, not seriously, but at least we had something in common to talk about. And there was this woman that was in a wheelchair that came too, that she didn't live in my area. She lived on the south end of town. She lived on the south end of town in a trailer park. and she was in a wheelchair, and she was okay at first, but she got a little annoying after a while. I mean, I understand her pain. I mean, being in a wheelchair, and her neighbors in the trailer park weren't too nice to her. They were lighting fireworks underneath her awning and scaring her to shit, and I just didn't hear that. I mean, she was just going on and on, but I realized she was probably living at the trailer park alone, and she had nobody else to talk to, and she was just getting all nuts because I think she needed attention. And I could tell my mom was getting kind of annoyed too, so I told my mom, like, let's go out to eat. So we went out to eat. And when we were at the shelter, we were told that the fire at the factory was out, and the evacuation might have been lifted. So we got done eating at the restaurant, then we went back home. My mom turned on the TV, and she said that the evacuation order was still present, so we had to leave the house. And at the house, I was deciding what to do, to go back to the shelter or call my friend Steve's mom. So I called my friend Steve's mom, and I asked her if she was going to be there the rest of the afternoon. She said yeah. So we went back in the car again and drove to my friend Steve's house. And we stayed there till 3:30 until my brother got home. Then we went by my brother's house. And when we were at my brother's house, my brother asked me, I heard you were thinking of moving up north, and I told him it's just a thought. I mean, of course, it's cheaper to live up there rather than down here. I mean, down here, I'd be paying a shitload for property taxes if I owned a house, versus up there where I would pay less than $1,000 or less than $2,000. I could just work a regular job up there and own a home. Then I won't have to struggle. And I told him I thought I'd be bored up there because it's just a small town. I mean, there's limited things to do. I mean, it's not like down here where there's a bunch of stores and stuff. I mean, yeah, I think I would get bored up there, but he thinks I won't get bored up there because of my hobbies down here. I mean, I like to fix lawnmowers and stuff. I mean, he told me that I could do that up there, and I would find even more bigger, valuable toys to tool around with. And, you know, like riding lawnmowers. I mean, people have riding lawnmowers up there, and they ride ATVs. Who knows? Maybe I'd find a bulldozer. Maybe I'd get a bulldozer for free. But anyways, yes. And then we went by my sister's house for dinner. We had a chicken dinner, a roasted chicken dinner. Then around 7 o'clock, her boyfriend comes home, and he tells us that the evacuation order was lifted. So we went back in the car and went home. And when I was driving down the side street over here, I noticed from a distance that the air was sort of foggy-like. And when I saw that, I was thinking earlier it must have been really thick and smoggy. And yeah, I got home. I mean, the air was still stenchy. I kept the windows closed. I mean, it sucked because there was no air circulation in here. It was kind of stuffy. So I kept the windows closed around till midnight. Then I opened them because around midnight the air started getting cleaner. And I just called it a day after that. And yes, that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing here lately. Is trying to catch up on projects, and I had a tragedy. And that concludes this video, and I sure hope you enjoyed it. Bye.